You're watching France 24. Did HSBC funnel funds to Al-Qaeda? The revelations keep coming from the so-called SWISSLEAKS list of clients who stashed cash in Switzerland with the bank. Among them, members of Osama bin Laden's known family, as well as members of the so-called Golden Chain. These are wealthy Arabs suspected by U.S. investigators of being Al-Qaeda's main backers. For more, let's cross to Munich. And Frederik OBERMAIER, investigative journalist for German daily Süddeutsche Zeitung. Thank you for being with us here on France 24. Explain to us, please, this link between SWISSLEAKS and this so-called golden chain list, which I believe was discovered at the Bosnian office of a charity back in 2003.
Yeah, that's right. The link is very easy. In the SWISSLEAKS data, which is data of clients of the Swiss HSBC private bank, we found several customers with names that are the same names that are on the so-called golden chain list. And the golden chain list was a list that was found in the year 2002 at a raid in Sarajevo. And it was written it was the handwriting of Osama bin Laden. And investigators soon assumed that it's a list of financiers of Al-Qaeda. And later, Al-Qaeda defector stated in front of a US court that it's the top financiers of Al-Qaeda that are named on this list, and that the list is the so-called golden chain of Osama bin Laden.
So-called golden chain. Frederik OBERMAIER, you yourself were in the United States combing over what you could find over the records. I searched in the documents not only in the United States but in Germany as well. But in the client data, I found several names. It is at least 3 names that occur in the client data of HSBC and as well in on the golden chain list. Furthermore, we found several persons that are not on the golden chain list, but that have links to terror as well, like being funders and treasurers of suspicious foundations, or we found the owner of a company that was bombed by the US in Sudan because it was an alleged fabricator of chemical weapons. So it was very eye-catching that there are many clients in the data that have some alleged ties to Al-Qaeda or other terrorist groups. HSBC says this is all in the past and that they've cleaned up their act since. Should alarm bells have gone off at the bank?
Definitely. I mean, we don't have any proof that these persons are still clients. The data only reaches to the year 2007. But I mean, in the year 2007, it is 5 years after the golden chain list was found, and only a month after the list was found, there have been there have been reports in the media about the list and the names on the list. So that should have been the time when the compliance department of HSBC should have reviewed what clients they have, which suspicious clients they have. But it looks like they kept these clients.
All right. This list, of course, is fascinating a lot of investigators. It was handwritten, I believe. It's found in this charity back in 2003. And there's suspicion, perhaps, that we could have known more about the list had there been uncensored excerpts from the 9/11 report issued by Congress.
I mean, the list was known very fast after it was found. And then we have these the 28 pages that are censored of the congressional report on the Saudi involvement in the 9/11 attacks. And I mean, if these pages are declassified, this would give us the opportunity to search if there are more links between some suspicious Saudis to HSBC in Switzerland.
A former U.S. senator by the name of Bob Graham says that it's keeping the pages classified as part of a, quote, general pattern of cover-up that has kept for the past 12 years Americans in the dark. Can we connect the dots between those 28 redacted pages of that congressional report on 9/11 and SWISSLEAKS?
I mean, we would have to see the 28 pages to say more about it, if there are certain notes. But as far as we know, I mean, recently there has been a former Al-Qaeda operative telling us that there are several Saudi princes have been patrons of Al-Qaeda, and some of these princes appear in the HSBC data as well, in the SWISSLEAKS data. So I think if we could get handoff on these 28 pages and in an unredacted form, it would give us the opportunity to investigate this case more, and maybe we could connect the dots a little bit more.
It puts the spotlight once again on Saudi Arabia at a time when we've had a new king crowned, and when Saudi Arabia is taking part in the anti-ISIS coalition in Iraq and Syria. After the investigative work you did on this story, what conclusions do you draw about the kingdom?
I mean, it's not a secret that there have been rich Saudis that supported Al-Qaeda or other terrorist groups. But I think some more transparency is very wishful. I mean, it is important for us to know which Saudis supported Al-Qaeda, because, I mean, it would be a little bit strange to work together with Saudis that supported Al-Qaeda in the past and now work together with them to oppose another terrorist group. So, I mean, from my point of view as an investigative reporter, it would be very, very important to shine some light on this issue.
Frederik OBERMAIER, your work's not done. Are there more scoops to come?
I mean, the work on SWISSLEAKS is not finished. We are still working on it. There are heaps of colleagues around the world that are still working on the data. So I think there may be some other interesting documents in the data. And I think there are some interesting reports going to come out.
It's been, what, since Sunday night when you first broke the story along with some 50 other media outlets around the globe. At your newspaper, Süddeutsche Zeitung, what's been the reaction, both from the readers and from those named?
I mean, from readers, the reaction was very positive. I mean, we received several letters and emails telling us it's important that the work we do, the work other media outlets do together with us and with the ICAJ in the United States. But from the reaction of the people mentioned in the reports was different. I mean, the majority of them gave our letters to their lawyers, and we got rather aggressive letters of lawyers of certain persons. But that didn't hinder us from report about it, because it's a very important topic.
And what about the banks themselves? We saw that after the financial crisis, they still handed out bonuses, and they didn't exactly clean up their act in the way they said they would on that score. When it comes to laundering dirty money and helping things like diamond dealers, drug dealers, and terrorist organizations, do you think this is a real turning point, this story?
I think, I mean, HSBC told the public in the past years, and especially after a certain Senate report the U.S. Senate report came out in the year 2012, that they changed things, that there have been radical transformations in the bank. But I mean, there are rumors that some things didn't change, and there's another review of a U.S. report going to come out in April. And there are rumors that this review of the U.S. won't be that positive for HSBC.
The review won't be that positive for HSBC. So it really is HSBC in particular which has a problem.
I mean, I can only speak for HSBC because it was the HSBC client that we had the opportunity to look in. So it would be unfair to speak about other banks as well. But at HSBC, we saw very, very big flaws in their compliance culture. And I mean, we also sent HSBC a huge questionnaire, and they only replied with a certain general statement telling us that there have been radical reforms and that everything is better now. But we will see in the future if things really change, that as how they told us.
Frederik OBERMAIER, I want to thank you for joining us from Munich. Frederik OBERMAIER, investigative journalist at German daily newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung.
I thank you.